All right, race fans, welcome to TurnLeftTV. Be ready for some high-speed action tonight. Step on the gas. All right, race fans, welcome to Iowa Speedway. This is TurnLeftTV, and I'm your host, Heath Johnson. The High Octane Racing League Buschwackers Series visits Iowa Speedway tonight for race number 1 of a brand new season. It's season number 4. It's a short track and it's 130 laps of some tight, close, intense racing. Who's got what it takes to bring home the victory here and kick off the season in P1? There's only one way to find out, and that's watching right here on TurnLeftTV. Well, you want some short track action? We got it for you tonight. Race number 1 of season 4 in the High Octane Racing League Buschwackers Xfinity Series. It's going to be a fun one. Let's get this party started. All right, thank you so much for joining me here on TurnLeftTV. Appreciate you being here tonight. Sorry about the volume there initially, man. I'm out of practice. Thanks for joining me here on TurnLeftTV. I'm your host, Heath Johnson, and this is Iowa Speedway. Great track, great short track. A lot of room to race here. 130 laps tonight to kick off the 10-race season here in the High Octane Racing League Buschwackers Xfinity Series. Always a fun series. These guys right now are in the practice session. Looking at about 12 minutes left to go. A little under 12 minutes left to go. Getting a little bit of an early start here. So Iowa Speedway is a lot of fun. It really is. I don't care if you're racing Indy cars or you're racing stock cars. This track is just great. Thanks to Alex Pooty for making this track here and getting this out for rFactor 2. That's awesome, man. This has been a great track. Take a look at the schedule here in the Buschwackers Series. Of course, kicking it off tonight here at Iowa. Next week, another short track. We will be at Richmond Raceway, another 130-lapper. Nashville, some would say that's a short track, too. I mean, it's really drives like a short track, 110 laps there at New Hampshire, not Nashville, on August 21st. The Daytona Super Speedway, 75-lapper on August the 28th. Finished out the first half of the season at Darlington on September the 4th. And look what we got for you beginning or to kick off the second half of that season, our annual Steve Freeze Memorial Race at Michigan. And how more fitting is this, that we do it on September the 11th. We retired the number 11 for Steve Freeze many years ago, and we're doing 111 laps, man. It's meant to be. Of course, that'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV. We're going to have some prizes and so forth in that race. Bristol Motor Speedway, kicking off the short track portion of the back half of that season. Kansas, Las Vegas, and Charlotte, 3.5 miles to finish out the season, too. So an interesting series and an interesting season coming up in the Buschwackers. Of course, we'll be at Iowa tomorrow night in the Saturday Night Thunder Next Gen Series, race number 2 of that season. 130-lap race there in the Next Gen. Very fun. I think it's going to be interesting to see how these cars really handle the track and with the tire situation in these cars. It's really tire sensitive. So you're going to have to take care of your stuff. There'll be a lot of patience here, hopefully, at Iowa, the Saturday Night Thunder Next Gen Series. Tough Truck Series will be back in action on August the 12th. Race number 2 of the season, 130-lap race from Richmond. They're kicking off the week at Richmond next week. So that starts at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and there is a tire rule in this series. Very interesting how this turns out with the tire rule. You get 12 total tires. Every two tires you go over the tire limit is a 1-lap penalty to be assessed at the end of the race. So it's a very interesting. It really pushes you to weigh that risk versus reward on how hard you drive that truck to get by people, especially early in the race. So a very fun series there. Don Stanley getting all out of whack right there, huh? Trying to get everything he can out of that 12 car. Diehard number 12. How about Todd Robillard coming out here in that C4 Energy sponsored Chevy Camaro? Good to see him out tonight. Take a look at the track here at Iowa. It's a little under a mile. 0.8 of a mile, 1.4 kilometers, banking, of course, 4 turns here at these oval tracks. It's a D-shaped oval, banking in the turns at 12 to 14 degrees, the front stretch at 10 degrees, the back stretch at 4 degrees, so very different on opposite sides of that track. But there's a lot of room to race here. It can be a little, it's not a super abrasive track, it just kind of baits you into really being aggressive through the corners. And that could spell bad news late in a run. So I think there's going to be a little tire safe strategy in this race as well. A lot of side-by-side racing here at Iowa. Tonight's race is brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. Are you interested in an rFactor 2 server? Well, there are 3 self-managed server packages for you to choose from. That's EliteHostingUSA.com. How about hosting your website, your online store, or VPS hosting and shared web hosting? All those available through EliteHostingUSA.com. Thank you so much for supporting me here on TurnLeftTV. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't done so, and smash the bell. That's the way that we get the algorithm working in our favor. The more people that come out and watch this videos or the videos here at TurnLeftTV, the more people that subscribe, the more people that hit the thumbs up button, the more people out there in the masses that will see these races. Next week in the Buschwackers Series, we will be at Richmond Raceway, as I went over the schedule there moments ago. 130-lap race and that great track. I really like Richmond, man. I think it is a heck of a lot of fun. And that's coming up on August the 14th. That'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV. To bring you all of the High Octane Racing League Buschwackers Xfinity Series races. Flag-to-flag coverage here on TurnLeftTV on Friday nights, man.
Of soul.
Kind of give you the keys to the race here in the Buschwackers Series. I think, I was talking about these earlier, but we'll just kind of throw them up here. Going through those corners is really, really important. It's easy to really want to dive down and hug that inside yellow line and kind of drift back up the track. It's also easy to try to get up there on that outside near the wall too. But corner entry is key here. I think I put that at the top. But for me, when I've raced this track, I think really it's about getting into the corners and setting yourself up for a good run down the straight. Traffic management, fair number of drivers out here tonight, so I think that's going to be an issue. So you're going to have to manage that traffic. Throttle control, that's all about getting through those corners, is managing that throttle. It can get a little bit loose if you're getting a little too gamey with it. Save those tires. This track is not super abrasive, but like I said, it's fast, it's wide, and people will really push it through the corners. You're going to have to save those tires. And as always, at all of our tracks, you got to make good pit stops. Getting on and off pit lane is going to be a big one here as well. So those are my race keys tonight here at Iowa. Just a little over 3 minutes left to go in the practice session before we hit qualifications. Givaldo starting us off there. Good to see Givaldo out tonight. Best of luck to him. Wishing all the participants good luck, and we wish Givaldo good luck as well. Couple minutes left to go for practice. All right, we're just moments away from qualifications. About a minute left. Here's where we take a look at Dennis Udachin getting around this track. A little latency there as we got a couple drivers rejoining, a couple of our Brazilian brothers. Gilmar and Givaldo, the two G's. They are OGs, huh? I don't know if they know what that is in Brazil, if they know what an OG is, but there you go. We know what it is here in the States, right? OG. The two OGs. Jesus Barbecue Iglesias and that Orange Crush sponsor machine out here tonight. Got a big win, I think, in the truck series. I wasn't able to make that truck race, but word has it he got a big win. And maybe he can get another one here tonight in the Buschwackers Series. So kicking off that week of Iowa on Wednesday night in the truck series. I think they, they did Iowa, I believe. All right, getting ready to head over to the qualification session. capture who are our first driver out there. These guys all qualify at the same time. If you know anything about rFactor 2, you don't see individual qualifying. Everybody kind of gets out on the track. They don't see each other. That's kind of the way this works, how speed things up. But the downside is on the broadcast, you don't really get to see the both the qual laps for each and every driver because they're kind of out there at the same time. So we'll start off with whoever comes off pit lane first. We'll step on the gas. Nobody's in a big hurry to get out there, it looks like so far. Okay, here we go. And we got our first driver out here, it looks like. And that's the Kubota sponsor machine, Sean Jacobs. Sean Jacobs going to try to set the pace for these guys. And it looks like he is going to set a 22.919. Sean Jacobs. He crosses the line. There's oh! That's, oh man. Uh-oh. No penalty for that though. You get a new virtual car. Let's take a look at the 19, Claudio Bardelli Jr. Claudio going to be pretty fast, you know, in this 19. Global Trans sponsor machine, number 19, Claudio Bardelli Jr. And he's up to P1. He's up to P1 with a 22.814 for Claudio. 7 minutes left to go. Some other guys have a chance to get out here and maybe knock him off the top of the grid. So that 19, oh man, he was way up there on that outside, almost got to the wall, and 23.003 for that one. But he's going to take that qual position, I think, at P1. And who knows, Gilmar Peixoto might be able to knock him off the top here. So the 71 Ico sponsor machine. So 24.600. Target time 22.814. Little work to do here for the 71. Gilmar Peixoto. or 23.242 for him. Barbecue Iglesias, Jesus style, Orange Crush sponsor machine. Claudio Bardelli Jr. the top time so far. Let's see where Jesus can land. Can he get a good starting position? 23.459 for him. So he is in the 11th position, it looks like, so far. And I don't know about John Stanley, whether he's going to be qualifying. So far, not out on the grid. So Claudio Bardelli Jr. is our top qualifier. We'll go through that as we roll over to warm up. And again, thank you so much for joining me here on TurnLeftTV. Really appreciate the support, as always, each and every week. And let's have fun tonight. Let's get this party started. All right, I think we are finished with qualifications. I'm going to give you the results. Thank you so much for joining me here on TurnLeftTV. And if you're just joining us, we are kicking off a brand new season here at Iowa Speedway tonight. 130-lap race, 10-race season, and 2 short tracks kicking us off in race 1 and race 2. So Iowa, the first race on the schedule, and we have just finished qualification. Let's take a look at the qualification results. Claudio Bardelli Jr., the 22.814, qualifies in P1. Todd Robillard, good to see Todd out here in that C4 Energy sponsored machine, qualifies P2. Sean Jacobs starts in the 3rd position at 22.919. Dennis Udachin, the top Toyota in the field, with a 22.925. Preston Hassel qualifies in the 5th at 27 car, 22.997. You see Donovan Boyke starts in P6, 4X. Givaldo Spindle in the 68th. Will start 7th. Jamar Peixoto 8th. Gordon Carter qualified in that 9th position. Dana Grover in the Toyota qualifies in P10. Qualifying in the 11th position is Jesus Iglesias, and John Stanley qualifies in P12. Arthur Vieira joined us a little late, so he will start at the back of the field. 13 drivers joining us here tonight. Thanks so much for the well wishes. You got Jelson Neto, also Dana Grover, and Chris Chimers from the Tracks VR folks. Always wishing Dana good luck, so thanks for those guys for joining the channel and chatting it up. Well, my pick to win this race is that guy right there. That is Sean Jacobs. I got it in the books. My pick to win the race, Sean Jacobs tonight. So hopefully he's not listening to the broadcast. So sometimes the people get scared or think that's a jinx if I choose him to win the race. For the 24 Kubota sponsor machine. He was pretty fast in the practice session. So we'll see how that works out for him in under race conditions. Everybody says when I pick them, it's a curse. And I'm hearing some chatter right now about it. Don't forget, tomorrow night we'll be at Iowa Speedway for a 130-lap race. I don't live stream these. I come out and admin these, but watch some great racing in the Next Gen Series here at High Octane Racing League, the Saturday Night Thunder. QR code there on the screen. Hopefully they can use your phone to join our Discord and get hooked up here. 130-lap race in Iowa. Should be a lot of fun in the Next Gen Series. Of course, the Tough Truck Series will be back in action at Richmond Raceway on Wednesday. They're actually kicking off the 3 races in that week at Richmond. So we'll have Richmond on Wednesday, Richmond on Friday, the Buschwackers Series next week, and then Richmond at in the Next Gen Series on Saturday night of next week. So the Tough Truck's going to start us off at Richmond on Wednesday at 8 p.m. 130-lap race in that great track. I love that track. Take a look at the 56 here, Sentinel-sponsored Chevy. Let's see if he can get on and off pit lane here. So this is a key thing to watch, is pitting, how these guys pit. It can be, it's a lot, it's really, see right there, a little shaky through that on the apron, so it can be a little dicey, man. It's easy to miss pit lane and get into that outside wall too. You're trying to get as much, carry as much speed as you possibly can to get every second, every split second that you can save, and it can be a little terrifying. We'll keep our eyes on that. Pitting is one of our keys to the race here tonight. Although fast here in the practice session, this 68 car for our great Brazilian drivers. As I mentioned, next week we will be at Richmond here in the High Octane Racing League Buschwackers Xfinity Series. Race number 2 of that season. 130 lap race, should be a fun one, man. And I think, you know, Richmond is fun. I don't care what car you have out here. Richmond's a lot of fun. Similar in some ways that in Iowa, but different in other ways. A little bit more forgiving, I think, than maybe what Iowa is. But it should be fun. It'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV coming up next week. Same time, same channel. Emerson Sirkowski cheering on Dennis Udachin and Gordon Carter here tonight. You see Emerson out here. Great broadcaster in his own right. '27 Preston Hassel, Castrol Edge sponsored Ford. We got to check our picture-in-picture. I didn't bother to do that here yet. Just make sure that's working. I should do that before the broadcast, right? There we go, side by side working. Jesus chilling out in the pits. Couple minutes left to go. Not too late to get your pick in. Who you think's going to win this race? Could be this guy right here. Dana Grover got a big championship over Happy Hour Racing League. If you're checking us out and on YouTube, of course you are, check out that Happy Hour Racing League H-Rock race that I streamed on Monday night for those guys. Wow, what a race, man. Great turnout, and Dana Grover comes away with the H-Rock Championship there at Happy Hour Racing League. Close friends of ours, and kudos to Brent Owen for doing a great job of running that league and being patient with me that I could actually broadcast those races or that race for him. He's done so much work for me, for us here at High Octane Racing League, and that was the least I could do. It was a lot of fun, man. It was a lot of fun. I think we had 18 drivers out, man, so a pretty good field. And Dana Grover comes away with the H-Rock Championship at Happy Hour Racing League. Look at Dennis Udachin. He's got the Bonnie car out tonight. A minute left before we get the command to start the engines. Getting into the back of there of Donovan Boyke's car. Just letting him know who's boss. Gilmar Peixoto to 71 ICO sponsored Camaro. Step on the gas. Just take a moment here before we get the command to start the engines to take a look at the schedule here in the Buschwackers Series. Richmond coming up next week. You see New Hampshire, Daytona, and Darlington in the first half of that season. Kicking off the second half with a very special event, the Steve Reed Memorial. coming from Michigan International, his home track. So September the 11th, the number 11 car will be honored with a 111-lap race. That's going to be a big one for us. All right, warm-up is over. Let's get this party started. So 130 laps here tonight at Iowa to kick off a brand new season. And here we go.
All right, all right, all right. Gentlemen, start your engine!
All right. Starting order tonight here at Iowa. Take a look at the starting order. Claudio Bardelli Jr. starts P1. Outside row 1 is the 90 of Todd Robillard. Sean Jacobs starts in that third position alongside Dennis Udachin in the 47. Starting in 5th is Preston Hassel in the 27. Donovan Boyke in the 4X will start in 6th. Givaldo Spinola starts in that 7th position. Gilmar Peixoto will start in P8. Starting in the 9th position, Gordon Carter in 56. Dana Grover in the Toyota starts in 10th. Jesus Iglesias starts in the 11th position. John Stanley will start in P12. And starting in the 13th position is Artur Vieira. $130 laps. Don't forget the keys to the race here tonight. Corner entry, manage that traffic, throttle control, save those tires, and make good pit stops. And Claudio Bardelli Jr. will lead the field to take the green flag. Outside will be the 90 of Todd Robillard. A lot of room to race here, but also tough on tires. The 19, Claudio Bardelli Jr. wants to start off the season with a race win. I think they all do. But I think Claudio's going to have a chance at another championship. Things work out in his favor. He is kicking it off right here up front on the pole. Going to get that forward in victory lane. Pace car is off. Here we go.
Green flag, go, go, go.
And we're off here at Iowa. And you see Bardelli right up on the wheel and mashing that throttle. Todd Robillard is in second. He's got some company there with Dennis Udachin in the 47. So that 90 C4 energy machine, he is looking out. Looking in his rearview mirror out the back of that car, that 47. The 47 dropping back a little bit now. Donovan Boyke running in the 4th position. That 4X car, one of our new drivers, he's an Indy car champion here at High Octane Racing League. Man, did he have a great season in Indy cars. Now crossing over here to do some stock car racing with us. Take a look at Gilmar Peixoto. He has gotten around the 56. Now the 22 trying to make it 3 wide. I told you, dive into that lower, down to the low line into the corner. You can kind of drift up. But, man, if you got someone on the outside, it doesn't work as well. Because you need a little bit of room coming off the corners. And I'll tell you what, Gilmar starting to push it here on the 68 car. 68 of Givaldo Spinola just ahead. Gilmar taking that lower line through the corner. Take a look at Sean Jacobs running in the 5th spot, followed by Preston Hassel, the 24 Kubota sponsor machine. In the top 5, Gordon Carter and Jesus Iglesias fighting it out. A little fist fight there between the two of those guys, and that 56 Sentinel sponsored Camaro going to hold on to that position, but Jesus is all over the back of him. Warren Crush sponsor machine running in the 10th position. Jesus diving down to the inside. You see what I'm saying? You can use that inside, but you're going to need that room coming off. Scrubbing off a little speed, but he's doing pretty well holding it. Now on the outside, on board here with Gordon Carter. You see Jesus trying to get through, but Gordon Carter's got to run off the corner. 71, a little bit off the pace there. Jesus had to check up. A good battle there. Jesus now falling back as the 4 car starting to make his moves. Arthur Vieira is going to be dangerous no matter where he starts from. He is always a factor to win the race. Got a championship to finish out season number 3. Another championship for him. Definitely one of those guys in the conversation. Is he getting around the 56 car to win a championship? Speaking of a guy in the mix to win a championship, that is Claudio Bardelli Jr. in the 19. He is leading at about a 0.3 of a second lead over Todd Robillard. Take a look at our side-by-side here as we got a race with Jesus Iglesias, Gordon Carter duking it out. Looks like Jesus has backed off that for now, and Gordon Carter going to take that position, but Jesus still working. He's running in the 12th or the 11th position. Gordon Carter shown in 10th. We're on board here with Jesus Iglesias. The 19 now has some company. Todd Robillard has reeled in the 19 car. See that battle about 0.3. The 90 has definitely closed in on the 19. 13 laps in. Good pass here. Donovan Boyke and Dennis Udachin battling it out. And Dennis is going to try to get back by as Donovan had gotten around, and now Donovan diving down to the inside and mashing that throttle as Dennis moved up the track. And Donovan now gets back by and reclaims that 3rd position. Dennis had it for just a second. And Donovan reclaiming. So he is in the 3rd spot. Dennis Udachin running in P4. The guy on the move right now is that man. NASCAR BR sponsored Chevy Camaro, piloted by Arthur Vieira. He started in the back. He is already in the 6th position. He is not messing around. Sean Jacobs running in P7 in that Kubota sponsor number 24, Chevy Camaro, one of our great Pennsylvania drivers. That's 6.5 seconds off the race lead. Jesus Iglesias and Givaldo Spindola are battling as Givaldo holding on to that outside as Jesus had gotten around, inched ahead as he does again, and now gets around the 68. So the 22 in the 10th spot, now trying to get around Jomar. See right there how he drifted up. He didn't have that room. Jomar was on that outside. He had to get out of the gas to keep from getting into the side of Jomar, diving down to the inside. You can do this, but you got to time it right. So you see on the outside that 71 car fighting, and now Iglesias stays in the throttle and clears the 71 car. And Jomar now back to the 10th position as he has got some company. See Givaldo and Jomar, also Dana Grover in this mix. Dana running in that 12th spot. Givaldo now getting around Jomar. And Jomar starting to fall back a little bit. He may have some issues, maybe use those tires up somewhat. That 71 ICO sponsored Camaro. Dana Grover now starting to close in that Toyota, that Trax VR sponsored Toyota. John Stanley kind of biding his time right now in that 12, in that Die Hard sponsor machine. Die Hard Stanley Tools sponsor machine. Not only the battery, but also the Stanley Tools on that car. He's running in the 13th spot right now. Camera switching is awful, man. It's almost nauseating, I guess. How you want to put that. Claudio Bardelli Jr. has about a second lead over Todd Robillard. Givaldo's starting to get a little racy here with Jesus and Jomar. Jesus is starting to back up somewhat. Jesus way up the track, so maybe push that car a little bit too hard. And he is now starting to fall back. He might have gotten into the wall. Not hearing anything, but he's now lost some more positions. He's having some trouble here in this orange crush box machine. He went out like gangbusters, so he might have used up his tires. Did not hear anything on the radio about him hitting the wall, but he has fallen back quite a bit and now fallen back to the 13th position. Jesus, he wants to see pit stop steer coming very soon. Maybe he can hold on to the lead lap and come in and pit with the rest of these guys, get that thing fixed and get it back out on the track. We'll take a look at Todd Robillard running in the second position. He's got some company here out of Donovan Boyke. Boyke in that 4X machine. Now closing in on the 90. C4 Energy sponsor Camaro. Donovan, one of our new drivers here in the Buschwackers Series. As I mentioned, he won the IndyCar season. 8-race season we did earlier this year, starting in May. Donovan down to the inside, trying to get a good run here, get a good bite off the corner so we can clear that 90 car. They are battling. Good clean battle there. The 90 gives him a lot of room this time by. The 90 now, or the 4X going to get by. 4X now up to the second position. Robillard now falling back to P3. How about Dennis Udachin in the 47 car battling Preston Hassel. Oh, no!
Yellow.
And a yellow flag as looked like Udachin and Hassel got together. Holy smokes. And a crash here on lap 27. Wow. Let's take a look and see what happened here. 47, way up the track. Oh, he got into the outside wall and then brings his car across the 20, nose of the 27, and then slides across the grass. And the 27, said, I didn't ask for that. So I'm more here with him. He's going to see a whole lot of that pink car right there. And he slides through the grass. Is he able to keep it straight? And he does, but he's going to have a little front end damage, I think. But great driving by the 27. My heavens, man. Take a look here is a little bit different view. Coming across the 27 right there. And Vieira was in the right place at the right time. He was able to get through that. Board here with Arthur Vieira. Right there, those guys kicking up some dust through the infield. Dennis Udacek got into the outside wall and definitely going to have some damage there. And I don't think you're going to have a lot of damage out of that 27. A little bit of front end damage, but I think it's probably going to be minor. It looked like it was almost not like super hard contact by the 47 car. So yellow flag here on lap 27. We are now on lap 29. I think you're going to see some guys coming down pit lane. It doesn't look like the 19 will lead the crowd down pit lane. Be kind of interesting here. We'll take a side-by-side view. Side-by-side view here of some of the action happening on pit lane. We'll follow Todd Robillard through his pit stop. Also, Claudio Bardelli Jr., our pole setter. So there's a... And Todd Robillard gets out ahead of the 19. Wow, how about that, huh? Robillard... Maybe the 19 had a little bit of damage. I'm not sure, but Robillard maybe just took 2 tires. Not hearing anything on the radio, but that was clearly a faster pit stop by the 90. So Robillard now gaining a position on Bardelli. A little bit of a battle off pit lane. So Bardelli has now fallen back to the 5th position. Now some of these guys I think are going to come down pit lane on this lap. Dana Grover staying out to lead a lap, and he and Stanley are definitely going to be coming down pit lane. Maybe Boyke as well. I'm not sure. Boyke might have come down with the rest of these guys, but I think the 89 and the 12 are going to pit. If they stayed out. It definitely looks like that's the deal. So the 89 and 12. A couple Canadian drivers there. We'll come down pit lane. Make their pit stops. And I think that's going to give the race lead back to Donovan Boyke. Or give the race lead to Donovan. I'm not sure he's had the race lead tonight. Take a look at those 2 guys coming down pit lane. Dana Grover on pit lane, and again, Donovan. We might have one more lap in us before we go green. All right, we bunched it back up. Donovan Boyke, Todd Robillard side by side, making up row 1. Claudio Bardelli Jr. and Sean Jacobs, row number 2. Arthur Vieira all the way up to that 5th position. Preston Hassel in 6th, make up row number 3. Rivaldo Spindola and Gordon Carter, row 4. Gilmar Peixoto and Jesus Iglesias, row number 5, here on the restart. Pace car is in.
Green flag, go, go,
And
go.
back to green. Good start there by Donovan, but already you see that 19 peeking on the inside, dipping below that yellow line a little bit. And Donovan a little bit loose off the corner. He had to catch that in there. Now, oh boy, be careful there. That 19 looks like he was almost scraping the side. Oh boy, and that 19 had to work for it. Donovan Boyke got a little squirrely off the corner, and Bardelli was able to get around. Wow. Interesting start there. Donovan able to catch that car, but that thing got loose on him. The 19 back to the race lead. And he was lucky not to get caught in that. Dana Grover now getting around Givaldo Spindola here. That 89 to 68 up on the outside line. Now going to drop a position, and the 89 on the move is the 22 car. Gives up a spot. So the 89 now back up to the 10th position as Jesus falling back to P11. Dennis Udachin in the 47 and the 56 of Gordon Carter. Those guys great friends. Let's see if they're going to swap a little paint. And the Toyota gets around. The 47 car now up to the 7th position. Gordon Carter falling back to P8. Dennis on the move, closing in onto the back of Preston Hassel. Feathering that throttle, trying to set the car up off the curb, hugging that outside wall. A lot of work at this track. Look at this, man. Arthur Vieta, he's gained a spot. He was in 5th after pit stop started in the 4th position, and now getting around Todd Robillard to pick up P3. So the 4 car, I told you, man, he started in the back, but you got to keep your eye on him because he is lightning fast. He knows how to drive a sim racing car. And he's been crowned champion here in the Buschwackers Series quite a number of times since closing in on Donovan Boyke. Claudio Bardelli Jr. certainly sees the standings there, and I don't know if he's too thrilled about that, huh? This guy is fast. On board here with Arthur Vieta. Going down a little bit so we can get into the throttle a little bit earlier. Use that, all that track drifted up. He's got some speed here down the straight, and he gets by Boyke. Boyke's going to try to return the favor on that inside line of that 4X. He's got some talent in these stock cars. We know he can drive an Indy car. And Donovan has to back off as Arthur claims that spot again. Donovan gave it a run. And now Claudio,
yellow.
Oh boy. Givaldo off the pace, it looks like it is 68. A yellow flag, just as things are starting to get a little bit interesting. Givaldo has come around. Let's take a look and see what happened out of him. Oh, he got up into the outside wall right there, drifted way up the track, hit the wall, upset the balance of that car, and he comes around. Wow, almost flips over. Does a great job of keeping it on 4 wheels. Getting it back onto 4 wheels, I should say. Yeah, he just drifted off the track here. We'll take a look. Hits the outside wall and almost flips this car over. Man, that thing is up on 2 wheels right there. And then brings it back down. So take one more look at it here. There it gets into the outside and then just catching it here and almost flips that car over. Second caution flag of the night. Got a lot of laps to go, man. We're on lap 43. Seeing this pit stops underway for these guys. Sorry about that. I had to take a bathroom break. Quick one. Guys on pit lane. Look at that. I think it's some two-tire stops happening right there. No doubt about that. So Robillard gets by. And Bardelli has now fallen back to the 7th position. So I think we're seeing a lot of two-tire stops. That's pretty ballsy. I mean, I'll be honest with you. This track here, I'm gonna take 4 tires every time. It is a little bit loose, or can be a little bit loose. So I don't want some used up tires. It's like Jesus Iglesias is our race leader. Got to think he's going to come down pit lane here. I'm not sure, but not hearing anything on the radio from that Orange Crush sponsored machine. The driver of the Orange Crush sponsored machine. So some jockeying around there for or after pit stops. Iglesias at the top. There's Sean Jacobs in second. Preston Hassel is third. Dennis Udach in fourth. Gordon Carter is fifth. So a little bit different look up front. Keep our eye on that as we got Robillard, Vieira, and Bardelli. So it looks like maybe that 22 is going to come down pit lane. The 22 coming down pit lane, getting his laps led. Sean Jacobs will now be our race leader. Shoto got a speeding penalty on pit lane, so been a bad boy. Looks like Preston Hassel will start on the outside, row 1. Dennis Udachin and Gordon Carter there in row 2. Getting ready to go back green here on lap 46. We'll begin lap 47 as we go green. You see the pace car diving down onto the apron. Different look up front now. You see the 27, the 24, the 47, and the 56 all up front. A little bit different look here. And Dennis all over the back of that 24 car here on the start. 47 getting a little push, or pushing a little bit there on the 24. The 24 trying to clear that 27 car. Coming off the corner, the 27 got a good run though. Preston Hassel had a good run coming off the corner, able to clear that 24, but now the 19. And those four fresh tires is challenging the 27. Castle Edge sponsor machine is probably going to let Bardelli go with those fresher tires. Those guys have opened up a gap. Whoa! A little slide job right there by the 19. A little Well, slide job by the 19. Couple Fords beating up on each other. Two-car breakaway. Sean Jacobs is in third, but he's got company with that 4-car down below. Sean Jacobs trying to hold on to P3, but I'll tell you what, Archer's yellow. Oh, we got a yellow flag. Come on now. Just when we start to get going, another yellow. It looks like maybe Givaldo's come around again. And he is in the garage area, it looks like. Something happened to Givaldo. Oh, it gets up into the outside wall again. And then this time, and he comes around, and that's number 2 for him, it looks like. And I think he might have retired his machine, so it does look like that's the case. A tough break there for Givaldo. I told you this track, man, you see guys sliding up the track. Once you get up there in the sand, there's a little dirt there near that outside. It's almost too late to save it. Anyway, Givaldo having a tough night there. Sorry to see that out of him. One of our most loyal High Octane Racing League members. Now it's a little bit of a cat and mouse game here, I think, with that quickie caution. Are some of the guys going to come down and top off with fuel, get 4 freshies? There are a lot of laps to go here. We're only on lap 51, scheduled for 130. So we're not even halfway. The 19 and the 27, a couple Fords up front. What an intense battle that was on that start. Pace car leading a lot of laps here tonight. We're on our 3rd caution, if I'm not mistaken. No problem, Givaldo. That happens, my man. This track is tough. It's tough. It's deceptive. I mean, there's a lot of room to race here. It's deceptive, and it is easy to get the car up into the wall or spin out, too. I mean, we've seen that. Guys are able to catch it and keep the car from coming around. So we do have some guys on pit lane, it does look like. Jacobs, Iglesias, Stanley, all on pit lane, taking some service. Looks like Jacobs has finished up his pit stop. Now coming back out on track. So I would imagine he's got 4 freshies on that car. All right, getting ready to go back green. We will start lap 54. The pace car, I believe, is diving down pit lane this time by. Might have one more lap in us. It does look like that. So Claudio has elected to take the inside line. That's what that sudden swerve to the inside means. He's lane choice. Thank you for joining me here on TurnLeftTV. We are at Iowa, in case you're just joining us. Getting ready to go back green. We are on lap 54, working that third caution flag. And a couple Fords leading the field. We will go back green this time by. So the 19 and the 27. Couple Fords, followed by a couple Chevys, the 4 and the 56. Got a Toyota back there starting in the 5th position. That is Dana Grover.
Green flag, go, go, go.
Back to green. On the move. Whoa! He and Preston Hassel almost made contact. Archer on the move here, and he and Preston Hassel might have made some contact, door-to-door contact. I'm not sure. Preston able to hold on to that, but the 4, now Donovan Boyke's going to make it 3 wide, and the 4 dives up or goes up to the high line behind Preston Hassel, and the 4 car tucks in. So good battle up front as Claudio Bardelli Jr. leading. Archer Vieira, Preston Hassel, and Donovan Boyke, followed by now Dana Grover in a fist fight. Forward here with Dana Grover in that Trax VR sponsor Toyota, running in the 5th position. That's settled down somewhat right now. Gordon Carter running in P6 in that 56 car. Sentinel sponsor machine. 22 of Jesus Iglesias running in P7. Jomar Peixoto is off the pacer a little bit. Looks like John Stanley going to get by. Not sure about Jomar. Forward here with John Stanley. He's running in the 11th position. He had gotten around Jomar. Did not see where Jomar was on the track. It does look like he's come down pit lane. This is an interesting situation here for Jomar. Jomar may be a penalty for him, and he is on pit lane in a 71 car. Not sure what's going on. Didn't hear anything on the radio about what the deal is with that car. So the 71 unscheduled pit stop here for him. How about the 4 and the 27 duking it out? The 4, Archer Vieira, the inside of the 27. Preston Hassel trying to hold on to that spot using that outside. It is so hard to clear that outside car. But they have a good run coming off. And Preston Hassel holding on to that position. He's not ready to give it up. Good 3-way battle here between the 27, the 4, and the 4X. Archer Vieira going to give another shot. So on that inside, Donovan Boyke working this inside. He crosses over to the inside now. Can he clear the 4 car? The 4X gets around the 4. Todd Robillard and Dennis Udacek battling. This is for the 8th position, and Todd grabs that C4 Energy machine
yellow.
and puts it up into P8, and we got a yellow flag. Woo! Oh my heavens, man. Take a look and see what happened here. Iglesias is off the pace. Take a look and see here. Dennis got into the outside wall, it looks like. Right here. Smacks the wall and then comes back. Oh, he tried to hold on to that, and Dennis gets into the back of him. That's all that happened there. Not see Dennis. See the 22 gets into the wall right there, and then he's trying to catch it, and he gets tagged by the 47 car. 47 really had no warning on that one. And Sean Jacobs had a look at this too. On board here with Sean Jacobs. Watch this. And right there, Dennis had no. Oh man, what a great job by Sean Jacobs getting out of the throttle. Also the 12 car. Wow. On board here with John Stanley. Right there, that John Stanley just got lucky there, split in the middle. And Jacobs didn't go up the track. That could have been horrible. Take a look at Sean Jacobs again. After when that transpires, that's all happening in front of him. And look at that. 22 swooping across the track right there in front of that 24 car. And man, when you're lucky, huh? You went down to the inside, timed it just right. Got a little bit lucky there. So it looks like 22 trying to catch that car as it got loose. Now we got some more pit stops underway. Well, we are at halfway now. 19 will lead these guys down pit lane. Take a look at Robillard. He is pitting behind Bardelli. On board here with Robillard, and we're watching Bardelli. See that, and you see Robillard gets out ahead of Bardelli again. So gaining a spot there on pit lane is Todd Robillard in the 90. So good pit stop there. That crew performing really well here tonight. Bardelli scolding his pit crew for not helping him maintain his position. Dennis Udachin going to stay out here, it looks like, and lead the lap. And then I would suggest he was probably going to come down pit lane, take some service. Robillard came out in the 4th position. Now, I think as Dennis comes down pit lane, I'm pretty sure he's going to come down pit lane. I can't imagine that. And also the 71. I think both those guys are going to make pit stops here. I just have a feeling. And Dennis is way down on the inside, and also the 71. So I guessed right. Those guys are coming down pit lane, and that's going to give the race lead to Donovan Boyke, I believe, in the 4X car. Peixoto gets another penalty, it looks like, on and off pit lane, so speeding again for him, I believe. Tough break there for Jomar. Not a big deal since you're in the back right now. 71. Another speeding penalty. Dennis Udachin on pit lane, taking some service. That's going to give, again, the race lead is Donovan Boyke. Got to be careful there with pushing it hard at the start with these cold tires. Drifting up near the wall. Car wants to come around. Getting into the wall could be disastrous. A little bit more patience for these guys for the longer run. The 4X is going to start us off. You see the 90 on the outside. Bardelli and Hassel will start in row 2. Vieta and Carter row 3. Grover and Stanley row 4. Jacobs and Udachin will be in row number 5. So let's see if our IndyCar champion can ruin everybody's night here and get the race victory here in the stock cars. Smart racer, man. Comes out and does a lot of practicing. Learns how these cars are going to handle the setup that's loaded. The 19. Oh, see right there, man. He needs a little bit more track to pull off that pass. He can't do it. Wonky was down about a half a lane, and that is going to keep that 19 from being able to use the rest of that track to pull off that pass, but it looks like he's able to do it this time by. A little bit better in that corner. So the 19, he's got some, whoa, boy, Wonky threw that car down into the inside. Scrubbing off some speed, and Todd Robillard has got a ringside seat for this action. On board here with Todd Robillard. I don't think that is over. Wonky burning up those tires, getting into the corner, racing the rubber off those tires. Archegetta there as well, running into fourth position, ready to pounce. Oh, into the walls, Robillard. Scraping the wall, the 90 car. Arthur Vieira sees that. He might smell blood in the water. Don't know how much that affected the car. Definitely affects your rhythm. Right there, drifted up, but now Vieira going to try to get by the 90. 90 slamming the door. Some good battling up here with some cagey veterans.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
A yellow flag. Oh, gosh, this will be kind of good. It looks like maybe the 71 car has come around. He's had a rough night, man. A couple penalties for him, and the car has come around. Take a look and see what happened. Up the track, gets into the wall. We saw that earlier with a couple other drivers. Iglesias able to miss that, and the 71 comes around and backs it into the fence. But it is right here. Not only does Jesus miss this, but he's going to get the lucky dog out of this situation too. Right here is the 71. Woo. Wow. Iglesias got a little lucky there, didn't he? On board here with Jesus. 71 gets up the track, and Jesus out of the throttle and scooches on through. On board here with Judge Gilmar. That car just chasing it up the track and then trying to keep the car out of everybody's way, and he backs it into the fence here. Another caution flag, man. This has been, where are we at? Working on our 5th caution flag, so these guys have to simmer down a little bit. I don't think, I don't know for sure. Some of these guys may be gambling on 2 tires. I personally would not choose that at all. There is no way I'm going to just do a 2-tire stop. Not at this track. Mordelli going to lead the field to come down pit lane. So quite a few takers there. John Stanley shown as the race leader in the 12th. Die-hard sponsor machine. Preston Hassel, I think, missed his pit stall. He's had some trouble here tonight, I think. Looks like he might have missed his pit stall or somebody in his pit stall, so he's had some trouble. He's going to lose a bunch of positions. I think there might have been any contact there on pit lane. Take a look and see what happened. He's trying to get out, I think, and man, not sure what happened to Preston. But something happened to him on pit lane. Take a look here. He's on his in his pit stall. And he's not really all the way in his pit stall. It looks like he's got to back up. And he backs into that fork, or he missed his pit stall, it looks like, maybe. I'm not exactly sure what's going on there. And then now he gets into his pit stall, so that pit crew is having a little heart-to-heart talk with a 27 car right now. Crowded pit lane, easy to do. Take a look at our top five. Stanley, Jacobs, Bardelli, Vieira, and Grover. Now Stanley, I think, is going to come down pit lane. I'd be surprised if he doesn't come down pit lane. Although, you know, I guess not out of the question since we only have a couple laps on these tires. But I think he's seen that he can get some laps led here. We'll see how this works out. It gives us a new look up front. Stanley and Jacobs, followed by Bardelli, Vieira, Grover, and Carter will start in the third row. Boyke and Robillard all the way back to the fourth row. This is interesting. So John Stanley is going to lead the field to take this green flag. The pace car is off. And we're getting ready to go green. Start lap 79. Keep our fingers crossed for green to the finish. I'm not laying money on it, though. I'll be honest.
Green flag, green
Here
flag.
we go,
Go,
back
go,
to
go.
green. The 19 has a run there on the inside in contact with the 12. Muscled his way through. Whoa! Aggressive move, and there was some contact. Now Boyke to the inside. Vieira has gotten around. Boyke trying to hold that car down. Holy Toledo! Take a look at that start. Look at that, the 19 down to the inside, and contact between the 19 and the 12. The 19 goes up the track, gets into Sean Jacobs, and Jacobs losing some positions. Now Donovan Boyke getting around that 12. I think the 12's probably got some damage now, but Bardelli really muscled his way through. Not sure that John is going to be too happy about that one. Take a look on that start as you see Bardelli jumping down to the inside, and there was an opening there, but it wasn't much, but there was definitely contact with the 19 and the 12. Holy smokes. Back up here to our race leader. Live is the 19. Claudio Bardelli Jr. Back here to check out Dana Grover battling the 12. Whoa! Man, I'll tell you what. And the 89 barely got that car around. He's got a little damage on that car, it looks like, too. On the back end of that car. So the 89 now up to the fourth position here on the back half of this race. It's racy here, man. Gordon Carter, Sean Jacobs, Todd Robillard. Preston Hassel as well. The 56 Sentinel sponsored machine is going to get around that Kubota sponsored Chevy. A couple Chevys there duking it out. Preston Hassel looking to try to get around Sean Jacobs. Preston gets around. Remember, Preston's probably got a little bit of damage. See the 47 car getting around as well. Preston Hassel clearing the 24. Trying to run away from that 47 car. Dennis Udachin now up to the 10th or the 11th position. Actually in the 9th position. I take that back. Well, I'll tell you what, man. Claudio Margelli Jr. is on a mission. He's trying to probably put as much distance as he can between he and Arthur Vieta, because he knows Arthur Vieta is going to be trouble here for him soon, and Arthur closing in. Forward here with Arthur Vieta as he's closing in on that 19 car. You can understand the urgency of the 19. A lot of laps to go, though. Gordon Carter. Oh boy, Gordon Carter really stepping on the gas there to get around that 12. The 12 way up the track. Keeps it out of the wall, but he is falling back to the 7th position as Gordon Carter picks up P6. Now, one car out of the race. Unfortunately, Travaldo didn't have a very good race tonight and had to retire early. He was in here in the chat session apologizing to everybody. Hey, man, that happened. It's racing. Take a look at the 4 car. Robillard here running in the 5th place in this 90 C4 Energy sponsored machine. Good to see Todd out on a Friday night. 40 laps to go. Led some laps here tonight, and still in the hunt maybe to win this race. Only about 5 seconds down to the race leader. Still a lot of laps to go. 90 car C4 Energy sponsored Camaro in P5. I said it was a matter of time, and looky. The 4 car down below the 19. As the 4 car capturing the race lead. The 19 falling back to P2. Can the 19 hold on to the back of that 4? Now the 19 had a little bit more of an aggressive start than the 4 car, so he may have used up those tires somewhat, but a good Chevy versus Ford battle. How many times have we seen Arthur Vieta rise from some drama happening in the race and get back up front? He started in the back and worked his way to the front, and there's been some, crashes and pit stops and so forth along the way that he sort of got mired back in some traffic, but now finds himself back to the front. It is Jesus Iglesias battling Sean Jacobs for position. This is for P10, and the 22 picks up that spot. 24 falling back to the 11th position. Dennis Udachin battling John Stanley. The 47 car picking up P8. John Stanley falling back to the 9th spot. Little Toyota versus Ford there. Sorry to say Chevy. Sorry, John. Toyota versus Ford. Got Toyota wedged in between 2 Fords. Preston Hassel running in P7. Little trouble on pit lane for Preston. Dana Grover in this Trax VR sponsored Toyota. Getting around Donovan Boyke, but Boyke fighting back on the inside. Donovan Boyke, oh boy, Donovan Boyke says, I'm not ready to give it up, trying to do that crossover move. Inching ahead, but the 89 on the outside, if you can hold it there, you've really got an advantage coming off, and he uses that outside and clears the 4X. Dana Grover now up to P3. Keep your eye on that Trax VR Toyota. He had to work for it, but he got around Boyke. He's now running in P3 in that 89 car. 4-car now opening a little over a second lead over Claudio Bardelli Jr. He's starting to expand that lead as well. See that gap does fall down to a little under a second, so maybe Bardelli fighting back a little bit, but jumps up coming off the corner, and that corner that lap not a very good one for the 4-car, as Bardelli has been able to chip into that somewhat. Jumping back up there, almost to 1.2. There we go. It looks like Bardelli maybe had a little bit worse lap on that one, so he's up there in that high line. Preston Hassel getting by Gordon Carter. The Ford trying to get back up there after a semi-disastrous pit stop. With 30 laps to go, there's still some time to pick off a couple more drivers. He is running about 3.5 seconds behind P5. That's Todd Robillard. Jomar Peixoto looking for a points night here just to get as many points as he possibly can. He is 2 laps down. He's in the lucky dog position, but still down 2 laps. But staying out here, getting some points. That's a 71 ICO sponsor machine of Jomar Peixoto, one of our great Brazilian drivers. Dennis Udachin battling Gordon Carter. Dennis on the inside in the Kupiansk Bunny sponsored car. There you go. Kupiansk, one of the great cities in Ukraine. And he gets that car around Gordon Carter. So now back in the 7th position is Dennis Udachin. Sean Jacobs battling Jesus Iglesias. John Stanley back there as well. So good 3-way battle. Whoa, whoa. 22 to 24. That just swapping a little paint there. And oh, they did that time too. Man, I'll tell you what, there is some racing going on. The 12 car in this mix. 12 car. You see those guys get up on the high line, and John Stanley in the 12 says, "Thank you very much." And John Stanley gets by. How about that? John Stanley, watch this, man. He had a ringside seat for some great action. We're showing you a replay. I think John's going to come down pit lane, but those guys almost get together. Jacobs goes up the track, has to catch it there. Out of the gas. Stanley does, gets out of the gas, keeps getting into these guys. And he decides, I've had enough of this. I'm out of here. He gets by 24 and the 22. See, the 19 is on pit lane, and we got a yellow flag. Got a yellow flag here. You can go. You can go. Go, go, go. We've got a couple cars on pit lane, it looks like. Those guys can go. Those guys can go. Hello. All right, looks like Bardelli, I think, came back down pit lane, and we had a huge crash there. Take a look and see what happened. Preston Hassel had some trouble. Down to the inside. Now he gets down onto that below the yellow line, and the car comes around. And I don't know if he's trying to get back on the track or not. I don't think so. It does look like he's trying to get out there, but yeah, it just like came around on him. And right there, the back end as he's coming down onto the apron. And he is now off the pace there a little bit. So we got a couple cars there are one lap down now. It looks like they've got caught on pit lane. But an untimely pit stop for some of those guys. That's the risk you have of pitting early. So Peixoto, Bardelli, Stanley, Boyke, Carter, Iglesias, I think they all went down another lap. Well, Peixoto, Bardelli, and Stanley, I think losing a lap there on that pitting situation. Stanley coming in. Whoa, this is tight right there, man. Good thing that the 4-car didn't come out of his pit stop. Dana Grover shown as the race lead after pit stops here, and I think a couple drivers will get wave arounds here, I believe. Maybe looks like Bardelli will get a wave around. Looks like he's at the tail end of the field technically, I believe. Yeah, hard to say. Now Peixoto went back down pit lane, so he's now down lap. Dana Grover, the race leader. Archie Vieta second, Todd Robillard third, Dennis Udachin fourth. A little bit different look here. So remember that Bardelli pitted early, got caught on pit lane. He's at the tail end of the lead lap, I believe. All right, Dana Grover, the race leader. Archie Vieta is in second. Looks like some guys are coming down pit lane. All right, so Dana Grover and Archie Vieta will start P1, P2. All right, looks like the 4 car is going to be on the outside, the 89 down to the inside line here for this restart. 90 and the 47 side by side on this restart.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Oh my God, these guys. Looks like Jacobs and Bardelli might have crashed. These guys are having a little bit of a problem tonight. Take a look and see what happened here. Oh, the 24 snapped it, got into Bardelli. It looked like that car snapped loose. You know, if he was got startled by the 40 or the 4X on the inside, he snapped that car, gets into the 19. And those guys crash. So Bardelli got caught up in that. Take a look at Bardelli. So take a look there as the 19 comes around, and oh man, does he get into the wall? Boy, I tell you what, how could you come down backwards through that traffic and not get hit? Been a little bit of a messy race, to say the least. We've had quite a few caution flags. The 89 and the 4 will start side by side here for this restart. So it just looked like maybe. Go back here and look. So Donovan goes down. Donovan's on the inside. I mean, there's a good car width between the two of those guys, and I think maybe that just startled the 24. And he comes up the track, gets snappy loose, comes up the track, and gets into the 19. Gilmar had a view of that, didn't he? Board here with Gilmar. Looked like, the 24 looked like he was going to go down to the inside. He didn't expect Donovan to be there. They were 3 wide. So you take a look at this again. See that Donovan Boyke right there on that 4X, and I think the 24 had decided he was going to come down and then realized that 4X was there, made some adjustment, and the car came around on him. All right, lap 116, getting ready to start, do 117. I think the lights are out on the pace car, if I can trust that. Starting in the second row will be Robillard and Udachin. Hassel and Boyke will start in row 3. Bardelli and Carter are on pit lane. Interesting situation with those guys. Maybe taking some fresh tires. We'll see how that works out for them. I mean, there are a fair number of laps there, but at this point, I'm not entirely convinced we're not going to have another caution flag. The 89 and the 4. We are looking at lap 117. I think we'll get going on lap 118. Actually 119, I believe. So now 118 and going back green this time by 119. Approaching 10 to go. All right. The 89 and the 4. The 90 and the 47 all bunched up here for this restart. And the 89 elected to take that outside line on this restart. So this is going to be a good one.
Green flag, go, go,
Back
go.
to green. Gotcha into the back of the 89 car on that start. Give him a little shove. And the 4 car gets by the 89. 4 car of Archer Vieta down to the race lead. Can we keep her green? Can Dana Grover climb back onto the back of that 4? I told you when Archer started in the back tonight, you got to keep your eye on him because he is tough to beat. Dana Grover in that Toyota trying to hold on to the back end of that 4. Todd Robillard in this mix as well. Robillard in the 90. Trying to close in on Dana Grover. Oh, a little contact with both those guys to the outside wall.
Yellow.
Yellow flag. John Stanley against the wall there, so I don't know, might have been Bardelli and Stanley. I think they got together earlier tonight. Look at this, 3 wide, and the 19 gets up into the 12. And then the 12 hard into in the pit lane and then into the wall. So looks like the 19 just could not get the grip. He went in there, gangbusters, gets up into the 12, and then, oh, he's into the wall too, hard. Front end contact for him. Holy Toledo. John Stanley, he got fun here. Try to take this a little bit earlier here. On board here with John Stanley. He's just going to get spun out there. He holds the line, and the 19 gets into him. Man, he is trailblazing across the grass and into that pit wall. Not a ton of damage there, but definitely Bardelli Jr. hit pretty hard. Wowza! I told you these guys did not want to race under green the back half of this race. Now we're showing 7 cars on the lead lap. You got to wonder what's going to go on here. I mean, are you going to come down pit lane? I think if you're in that 5, 6, 7 range, I'm coming down pit lane. I mean, only 7 guys on the lead lap. Come down pit lane, take some tires. You're not going to lose any position in the field. Might as well take some tires. It looks like Boyke has decided to do that. That may be a big deal. I mean, there's enough laps here that I think you might be able to make use of some of those tires. So Boyke has come down pit lane, and the other guys ahead of him are staying out. It's going to be interesting to see how this works out. As Donovan Boyke taking some tires. See how this shakes out. Could be a winning strategy for him, really. I don't know if he's got any damage, but I'd say take 4 tires. Come on out and make a run at it. Might be a winning strategy. We'll see. So Archer Vieira, the leader. Can he hold on? and get the win here with there's 5 laps to go. That is a good question. How many times have we seen Artur Vieta win races, man? I mean, just when you think he's out of it, this guy just finds a way to get up front. I mean, it's just as simple as that. Daniel Grover's had a great race. Had to, come back from a little adversity there, but has, all in all, so far had a great race. Still a little bit of time left. Robillard's had a great race. Preston Hassel, again, a little bit of adversity. He finds himself in the 4th position. Dennis Udachin is in 5th. Boyke on fresh tires will be in 6th. He's on fresh tires. I'm telling you, man, that's row 3. That might be within striking distance of the front 4. All right, so the 4, the 89, the 90. He's on the lead lap. Here we go. The 4 and the 89, baby. Side by side for this restart.
Green flag, go, go, go.
Oh, and the 90 into the back of that 4 car, but now Dennis Udachin to the inside. Can the 4 hold on? Is Udachin battling Robillard? Those guys battling for that 2nd position. Robillard holding on to it. Does he have enough time to close in on Vieta? Across the start-finish line, we'll have 1 to go. Vieta opening up about a 0.3 of a second lead on Robillard. Big wreck in the trioval area as well. Gordon Carter's come around. Iglesias has come around. The final lap, they're racing to the checkers. And the 4 of Artur Vieta coming off turn 4 will get the win here at Iowa. So the 4 car of Artur Vieta getting the win here at Iowa. Sorry, this button that works here. Every time they change that direction on the track, it's what was forward becomes sideways or backwards or whatever. So congratulations to Artur Vieta on getting the win. What a good win for him. Solid all night long for Artur Vieta. Another win for Artur Vieta, kicking off the season with the win here at Iowa. So great job to Artur. Interesting race, that's for sure, man. A lot of hurt feelings, I think, out of some of these guys, but great job to Artur. Just a masterful job of keeping that car out of trouble and getting the win. what it is about, man, Archiveta just seems to find a way to get up front and compete for a win, and he does a great job. Better take a look at the final results there before I get there. So we'll take a look at the final results tonight. A lot of hurt feelings, I think, with some of these guys. I'm hearing some chatter on the radio. So Archiveta gets the win. Todd Robillard finished at second position. Dennis Udachin finishes in third. Donovan Boyke finishes in the fourth position. Preston Hassel finishes in fifth. Jesus Iglesias finishes in that sixth position. Dana Grover finishes in seventh. Gilmar Peixoto finishes in the eighth position. In ninth is Sean Jacobs. John Stanley finishes in the 10th position. Finishing in P11 is Gordon Carter. Claudio Bartelli Jr. finishes in 12th, and Givaldo Spindola finishes in the 13th position. So great job to Artur Vieta on getting the win here at Iowa. Good race for him. Good solid race. As always, good clean race there too. So congratulations to Artur, kicking off the season with a win. And don't forget, next week we'll be right back at it in the Buschwackers Series. We'll be at Richmond. Richmond Raceway, 130-lap race coming in next week here in the Buschwackers Series. Tonight's race has been brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. Are you interested in an rFactor 2 server? Well, there are 3 self-managed server packages for you to choose from. That's EliteHostingUSA.com. Thank you so much for joining me here on the YouTube channel. Really appreciate it. Hit that thumbs up button. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so. And don't forget to smash the bell. You get updates when races are going live. Really appreciate all the support here at TurnLeftTV. Some more racing coming up tomorrow in the Saturday Night Thunder. They'll be right back here at Iowa. If you want to check them out, man, it's going to be great. Race number 2 of the season. And then the Tough Truck Series will be back in action on Wednesday to kick off race number 2 at Richmond. Thank you so much for joining me here on TurnLeftTV. Really appreciate it. And we'll see you next time. I am out of here.